Alrighty, welcome back guys to iTel Technology. Now in today's tutorial number 4, what we'll be showing you or what we will be going through is the Lasso Tools. Alright, and it's the third on the tool tab. Here we have it, the Lasso Tool. The Lasso Tool, the Polygonia Lasso Tool, and the magnetic Lasso Tool. Alright, let's start off with the Lasso Tool itself. Now, when you're on the Lasso Tool, you will realize, and over time you'll know the icons and symbols, like just like that. Now, once you see this little, like a rope right here below the arrow, you'll know that it's the Lasso Tool that have been, or that you've selected. Right? And once it looks like it's forming a shape or a crown, then you'll know that it is the Polygonia Lasso Tool, because polygons are shapes, and shapes have sides other than a circle do, right? And once you see this symbol with a magnet and a shape, then you'll know that it is the magnetic Lasso Tool. Alright, now with the Lasso Tools, what it basically does is that before with the marquee tool, we created shapes, selected shapes, right? And we've shaded colors into those selected shapes. Now what we'll be doing, or what the next tool, which is the Lasso Tool, does, is that it cuts out back those shapes. It cuts it out from the canvas. So it's like cutting out shapes out of a text, right? Now with the Lasso Tool, all the Lasso Tools has a different purpose and operates differently. Now with the Lasso Tool, as you can see, we're going to try to cut out the rectangle. So we've selected on the rectangle there, layer 1, and we're going to try and cut out just the little triangles right here. Or better yet, we're going to see how the Lasso Tool works, right? So first, left click, hold it down, right? So it's basically like you're drawing with a pencil. The only difference is that it is digital, right? So let's say I am going to draw this like this, and I'm going to cut out this just a bit abnormal, just an abnormal shape. Now you can see that the drawing that I've made with the Lasso Tool, it's now selected. Now once you see those lines moving, it means that it's selected, and you can either fill it with a shape, with a color, sorry. So you can fill it with a color, or you can cut it out, meaning you can remove it. And it's pretty much the same thing with the marquee tool, right? And in our upcoming tutorials, I will be showing you how exactly and on what occasions you'll use these tools intertwinably, right? So let's say we're going to fill this abnormal looking shape, this abstract shape, with the color green, right? So that's Alt plus backspace, and actually the color green is there, but you're wondering why you're not seeing it, right? Now it is there. Let me show you. Remember earlier we've selected on layer 1. Remember earlier I've said that layer 1 is for the rectangle, but because layer 2 is on top of layer 1, what happens is that it overlaps layer 1, which is the rectangle, which is why you're not seeing all of it. And what it does is that it hides the section that it overlaps. Let me show you. If layer 2 was to be down here, then you'd have seen a color selection, color that we filled. And layer 2 is back up here, you're not seeing it. No, it's not magic, it's just basically the logic of how Photoshop works, right? Layer 1 is below, layer 2 is below, layer 1 is above. So think of it as different canvases or different papers that you're using, right? So now you're on paper 2, for example, paper 2, which is really layer 2. So it's a second paper, but the papers are stacked up on each other, right? So paper 2 is above. So for what paper 2 covers or overlaps, hides the rest. And for what it doesn't, it shows. So paper 2, which is layer 2, which is the circle, and this is the shape that I created with the Lasso Tool, it hides this section of the rectangle. If we were to turn off the visibility on layer 1, everything hides. No, it's on. It's still there. Turn off the layer 2, then the circle disappears. Right? Now, let's set this back. To deselect and remove these moving lines, you will select Ctrl and D. Right? And there you have it. But that doesn't mean that that abstract shape I created is gone. It is still there. All I've done is to deselect the selection. Let me show you. That abstract shape is still there. To remove it, what you can do is use a short keys, Ctrl plus Z, and with Photoshop it's a bit different. Normally in other applications such as Microsoft Word, etc., you'll be able to continuously select on Ctrl Z, and it will continuously undo to a particular point. However, in Photoshop, what it does is that it undoes only once and then it redo. So it undoes it, redoes it. Right? So we've selected Ctrl Z or Command plus Z once, it undoes it to one step back, and we've selected it once more, it redoes it to one step back that it took. To undo it continuously, what you do is a combination of command keys, that is Command or Control plus Alt plus Z, right? Command Alt Z, undo it, and it undoes the selection. Or you could use Command Shift Z, and it will undo it right down to the point that you want it to. Right? And there you have it. Now it's now gone. It is now gone. The green abstract shape is gone. Alright. Now for the Polygonia Lasso Tool, what this does is basically similar to what it suggests. Right? Now left click on the Polygonia tool, but with this one you don't hold down the left key, you left click for every pivoting point, you left click, right? Click once more and drag, click once more and drag once more, because what you're really doing is that you're creating a shape, you're creating a polygon, really. Okay? That's basically it. So that's what this does, right? Now if we want to cut out this shape, as I've mentioned before, you're going to hold down the Control or Command keys, Control plus X, and for whichever layer that you're on, whatever is on that layer specifically will be cut out according to the shape that you have created with the Polygonia Lasso Tool. So as you can see, we were on layer 2, which was the layer that the circle is on. Alright, so we're going to undo this, and we're going to hold down Alt and Command plus Z to undo it more than once. Right? And let's say we want to cut out the rectangle. We select on the rectangle layer, layer 1, tap on this, and we create a shape, any shape. I'm not sure what I'm creating now, but I'm creating something for you guys. Right. And once you see this, then it means that you have connected the sides and it's selected, and we can simply cut it out or place a color into it, or color it basically. Control plus X, and it has been cut out. Now I want you guys to notice something. Let's Control C, backspace once. Notice when I hold on Control, while the selection has been made, you will realize a little scissors, which represents that you're now able to cut out the specific shape you created with the Lasso Tool. Here we have it. Now you won't be seeing what we've actually cut out until you remove the layer that is overlapping the layer that you've done the selection on. So we've done the selection on layer 1, but layer 2 is overlapping it, so you won't see what really happened on layer 1 until you either turn off the visibility or drag layer 2 below layer 1 just to put layer 1 on top of layer 2, and you'll see what really happened. Alright, so that is what we've created. Alright, now for the, let's backspace. Remember I've said earlier that I will be trying to create something with this throughout these tutorials. So at the last tutorial, this right here should be, I'm not sure what it will be yet, but it looks like a logo to me, right? And I think I'll make the logo for iTel Technologies. So it will be an iTel Technology logo at the end, right? So whilst I'm showing you how to use all these tools on the tool tab right here, I'll also be actually creating something for you guys as well. Right, now for the last lasso tool, the magnetic lasso tool, you'll select on it here, right click first, go down, magnetic lasso tool right here, left click, and there you have it. Symbol represents the magnetic lasso tool. Now with this one, it's it's really convenient, and you'll see why. Alright, with the magnetic lasso tool, it's basically what it suggests. It's magnetic to whatever you're cutting out, or to whichever edges you're trying to trim. So as you can see, all you have to do is to serve the edges of the shape you want to cut out, and it magnetically sticks to the edges of that shape, being that it has a different color from that of the canvas and that of the square. Right? Now for this one, it basically selected everything, every shape that you went around. So as you can see, it covered a little bit of the rectangle right here. So if we were to cut this out, we will get everything removed. So we're on the rectangle there right now, so all of the rectangle should be removed, or square. Right? So as you can see, it leaves that little edging right there, and now the shape looks like a duck facing down. I don't know if you guys can see it. Right? Let's undo it. Right? Control X. Right? As well as you can undo it more than once, and there you go. Right? And that is basically it, guys. That is how you use the lasso tool. So basically the lasso tool is used whenever you have an overall image working with, and you're going to Photoshop the image, meaning you're going to edit it. So let's say it's an image with a boy running with his dog, and the background is the boy and the dog being in front of their home, but you only want the boy and the dog. You would then use any of these tools right here, and you will trim the boy from the picture, and you will cut out only the boy and the dog, leaving all of the background. Right? And then you use that cut out image into whichever piece of art that you are working with. And that's pretty much it. See you guys on our next tutorial, where I'll be showing you how to use the fourth tool down. Let's find out what it is, what it does, and why we use it.